Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at Nvidia stock options analysis, guys. So I'll take you over the data, how the things are looking like. You will be surprised with the calls, especially unbelievable calls you are seeing. You can already see on the chart right here. So I'll talk about all of that. Like, what are the possibilities of, like, are those traders that they're putting so much of their money on the call side at those levels? Can that happen this week? Because these are the calls for this week expiration, right? So I'll provide my opinion. We'll go over the puts possibilities as well, and also how overall data is looking like. And I would highly suggest that if you can check this video out of mine on Nvidia that I did yesterday, it is on my channel right over here. I'm talking about why bears shouldn't hurry. All right. This video will take you through all the technicals and understanding and the preparation for trading, how you want to do. It's all over here, all right, on Nvidia in this video. I'll still provide high-level technicals in this video, but if you can check that video out first, that will give you a really good head start on this options video as well and really clear up your understanding. Now, before also going further, I want to let you know none of this is any financial advice and is only for education purposes. I'm just sharing here my opinion, nothing more than that. Please go and do whatever you want to do, okay? Now, Nvidia. Overall, in the technicals, you are seeing this blue box. As long as, guys, we are even around or above this blue box, this is still a good support on Nvidia. And not just that, I expect Nvidia for some more days may give you better upside intraday, and that may eventually turn into swing as well, but at least intraday, Nvidia still has a high possibility of keeping this structure bullish. All right. As for the bear case, I talked about those scenarios in my video, that both bulls and the bear case, in the video that I showed you on my channel. Check that video out for more clarity and understanding. But this is how things are so far. This was the levels like 125 and 56 cents, and also this another level, $123 area. I know on the daily interval, one of the levels up here is right now not showing up. That is 125, which shows up on hourly interval for the reasons that my indicator takes care of the weightage that needs to be given based off of a lot of the things. And by the end of the the session and a time period, there's calculations that happen. So we do have well, 123 is also a really good support, and so it was 125 at least for the last week, and that's where we saw the price action. Now going further from here, 125 is still very significant, important level on the, you can see it shows up on the hourly interval. All right, so put it simply, guys, any price action in this blue box, right, with that support, significant one of the support at the lower time frame showing up, that was pretty much the level that worked out as we were working that out before it in the last week. And then going into this coming week, we have now this same area, the 123, and also until that 125, that, as I said, just shows up on the lower time frame as well, right? So we are still in that blue box, and as I said, structure on Nvidia is not that it's just going to collapse. In my opinion, this week we may still get some upside continuation. You are still better off trading, in my opinion, the upside, but weakness, in my opinion, for intraday would only come as if we continue to break 200 hours moving average, lose $125 area, this blue box. Some cool off may continue, but I think price action, if that fall happens, it might get bought back up in the lower range of this blue box, and that's why I'm saying you might be better off trading still into these falls or pullbacks intraday upside, because structure, as long as we are above this blue box or into this blue box, structure is still bullish, and Nvidia would go through some distribution phase if it has to become very weak. And right now that distribution phase is not showing any confirmation that if it's happening. Right now it's just a pullback in the technicals. Anyways, check this video out. As I said here, Nvidia, that's why I'm talking about why bears shouldn't hurry. And so check this video out for more technicals. Anyways, let's jump into the options here and let's go over the data. So what is the options telling me right away is huge calls sitting at $140. Now, this black is the last trading day closing price, red are the puts, green are the calls, open interest going into this week. 140 huge spike, very high open interest there, and then also 139. How about we talk about this $140 calls? So yes, even though the structure is bullish, everything still, but does it have enough strength to go to $140 this week? So let's start off with the average range. What is the Nvidia's average range lately? That is almost just $6, right? $6.41. So let's give it $6. 6 times 5 is 30. So 30 from here, definitely it puts it above 140 easily, but average range is plus or minus. It's not that every day it's just going to keep going up. So let's say since structure is on the bullish side, let's give it on average, 6 times 3, right? 18. So $18 from 126 brings it where? Still above 140, right? But the thing is that, in my opinion, if you want to hold it until expiration, you need this thing to go above 140 quite a lot, because you're putting down payment as well on the premium. Then only it's better to hold until expiration. Am I saying $140 calls are not possible? No. What I'm saying is that since the structure is bullish, we can keep heading in the direction of 140, but I would give it 50-50 chance if this is a better call to play a lot of the money. Now, since the structure on Nvidia is still bullish, as I just went over right earlier in this video, we have to give $140 a possibility. With the likelihood, let me correct myself, with the likelihood of 60% at least, 60 to 65%. Because since the structure is bullish, Nvidia may continue higher, right? And 140 is within the range of its average range as well. The only thing I would suggest to please remember and note is that don't trade blindly though. This will be a supply zone here first time. So even price gets up there, there will be pullbacks. And right now, what you want to see, if price on Nvidia can start to get above 129.70 cents, let's say Monday or so, then it opens up the good doors to 140. If you see rejections happening at 129.75 cents, I would still say it has a room to continue higher, but that will take away from the days until Friday that if it can go in the direction of 140. It's a tradable range on the calls until 140, and also some may make money even holding through the expiration, but yeah, it's a little bit far. There's a supply zone as well, so I would give it maybe 60% probability. But yes, it's bullish, it's in that direction, so I won't be surprised if it keeps heading in that direction of 140. But you have the levels to watch, where the structure breaks are, where those the price action levels you have to watch for cool-offs or continuation, and where's the breakout structure. I provided that will define pretty much the direction of the stock. All right, 139 is the same principle just as I talked about 140. I'm not seeing high puts on the out of the money side, right? There are calls at 130. We can talk about this actually as well, so let's talk about that. So $130 calls, yeah, I think they are very well, playable even until expiration. Nvidia, since the structure is bullish, as long as we continue to stay above this blue box, $130 calls can be either traded or can be held until only until expiration if we stay up here then, right? Because what if price starts to break? So you make your own decision, but yeah, $130 calls are within range playable. Anything I would say calls until 100 and even 36 are playable. Yeah, above that is just that the probability is getting lower and lower for this week at least. It's for just probability. It's still above 50% probability, but just getting lower a little bit. But 130 are more safer ones. But again, the premium is going to be also higher on those. But yeah, you have the structure as long as it holds these blue box areas and everything this week. And I do, again, just my opinion, as I said, check that technical video out. And in my opinion, Nvidia has a lot of rooms to still intraday continue to stay bullish. Just my opinion, though, nothing is guaranteed. And that's why I provide the levels where the stop loss needs to be and everything, the structure, in my opinion, on top of that, as for what the structure is telling me. All right, now, and how usually these price action and patterns work. And okay, so that's, yeah, sorry. So that's some of the calls, right? What about the puts? So the safer range, I would say, guys, well, until for the calls, safest ranges are until 136. What about the puts? So the only, well, sure, there's some in the money puts, but the ones that I want to talk about out of the money ones is 120. There is a little bit of a spike there, but guys, remember, the calls are still strong on Nvidia. All right, so traders are still playing the calls quite a lot. Talking about the puts. So what was the puts? $120, right? So let's go to the daily interval first, and let's talk about that $120 puts, which would be, sorry, right over here. I would not. All right, here's the thing. Again, it's like a 50-50 chance. It's all about if it can hold above 20 days moving average and the blue box. If we start to lose it, this is a tradable put, I would say at this point. I won't say that, you know, this is just gonna break and until the end of the week you're gonna keep making money on this 120 puts. I would like to stay away from the puts right now as for where the price action is, because as I said, Nvidia will, even if it has to really fall and continue lower, in my opinion, it has to go through the distribution phase. But again, look, market can do anything. If you see this huge, let's say, all right, here's the thing. If we see a huge red candle like this, yeah, it's over. Likelihood of that happening is what? You know, I have seen everything in stock market, most of it, over a decade, more than that. But these things, you know, anything is possible in the stock market, right? And so that's why I'm providing the levels and areas to watch if that breaks. But I would say the likelihood of going into the distribution phase is more than seeing that red candle. So you've got to play with the probability, right? But if this type of red candle comes, guys, that's usually just a game over from where it is right now, right? Then you would say, okay, yes, $120 puts are worth trading, but otherwise no. And likelihood of distribution phase first is higher on a stock like Nvidia than that big red candle. So that's that. I would still say that calls are, you would be better off trading calls. Calls options are still better to be traded than the puts. Structure on Nvidia this week can still remain intraday pullbacks, might be bought back up. Things may still remain bullish in my opinion on Nvidia. All right. Well, guys, that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe. And if you need access to my tools, links are in the description below. And I'll see you in my next videos. Bye.